Hey there guys, welcome back to my training and demonstration videos of the dropshipping pricing tracker software. This is for elite users. This button here is to save your information in the tracker software. This sync button here is how you get the tracking software to go and track all your items. The refresh data button refreshes all the data within the fields. Your delete selected is if you want to remove some listings that you don't want to list anymore, track. And your import from an Excel spreadsheet button is here. Your item URL button is to open up your items in a new web page. Your settings button is up here. And your stop button if you maybe want to go through and you forgot to have an item for being tracked, or maybe you wanted to change some information or whatnot, you can stop the tracker. And you have your update. This is for updating your software. You have some lists over here. These different lists. This Amazon one is for Monopoly users. So this is an elite video, so you're going to ignore the Amazon. You have your eBay list here. This is going to be for the pro and elite users. And then you have your out of stock list. So let's start out by keeping it here on the eBay list. And if you wanted to find a certain item amongst your list, you can always filter it out to find a certain item. Let's go ahead and go over here to our Excel spreadsheet. Your spreadsheet needs to be formatted a proper way. So let's go ahead, and when I say proper, this is the ones right here. This row 1, it needs to look just like this in order for the tracker software to import the information. Over here in column A, this is where I would have the name of the item that I have in eBay. For this demonstration, this is the actual name of the item on these web pages. But for easy use and easier to find way to find it amongst your eBay list, this should be the name you have in eBay. Your item description, you can put whatever you want in here, maybe numbers or whatever, however you want to do it. Whatever works best for you. I leave it blank. Your item URL, this is the web page that you find your items at. So this is your source web page. Your source number. Now these numbers here, Amazon's number 4, and as you can see here on this button that says source with the drop down menu, number 1's Overstock, number 2 is Walmart, and number 4 is Amazon. For your elite users, you may not see all these other options here. That's because I'm in platinum. So Amazon might be number 3 in your software. Because I'm in the platinum, I'm not sure how the elite will use, but those numbers need to match here. As you saw in that list, Amazon was 4, so anything that comes from Amazon has the number 4. Anything from Walmart has the number 2, and anything from Overstock has the number 1. Alright, and original price. This is the price that's going to be over here on the web pages of your source, not your eBay price. These must be the prices from your source. And then there's item number. This is totally up to you if you want to put your item numbers in here. Some people like to use the item description, the number their products here, and maybe put numbers in their eBay listing that for easier to find once you start tracking them. So let's go over on how to import this into the software. And you're going to come over here to this button that says import from Excel. You are going to click on it, and you're going to go through your list, and you're going to find your spreadsheet that you want to put in there. Of course, mine's right there, quick and easy to find. Give it a minute to import, and we will then touch on what settings are. Okay, everything's successfully imported. Let's go ahead and close that. Why ever that popped open, I do not know. And over here in your settings, let me give this a second. It should already popped up. There we go. Alright, your tax rate. This is whatever you want to have, whatever percentage you want to calculate into your the tracking price for taxes. I know some people use 4% and others use 6%. Me personally, I use 7%. And I base that as a fair average. It's one of the higher percentages. So if it's a state with a lower tax percentage, that just means more profits for me. personally I like to use 7% markup. This is how much you're marking your price up from the original price. I mark all my items up by a minimum of about 40%, unless it's real high competition. Then I might go with something like 30%. So, I mean, you can do that if you want. But like I said, mine are all 40% at least. So, that's where that is. Your color threshold. We will go over exactly what this is. That's going to be your price changes of 15% or more, whether it's an increase or a decrease in price. And your Walmart API key. Now, since this is for elite users, you're going to need to go get your Walmart API key. There's a video and directions in where you download the software from. The developer has added that in there. So I'm not going to go over that again. So let's go ahead and get started. Why is it taking forever? Sorry guys. There we go. My computer's acting slow. I got a bunch of things open, as you can probably see down here, and that's no good. So, alright, let's go ahead and sync it. This is how you start your software. Each one of these items, it takes about 1 to 2 seconds per item for the software to go in and log into the servers. All the information it provides is live data. As this is going, this is exactly what you would see if you were to be going to the website yourself and doing all your tracking information yourself. I find this to be very important because now I'm getting the tracking information right as I want it. The software doesn't just track once a day at a certain time of the day. You can use this software however many times you want per day at whatever time you want. So that's a key feature for me because I'm always doing it on my own thing. Alright, and you can see here we've had 2 prices that have gone up. So that tells me that those 2 prices have gone up by more than 15%. That immediately means I'm going to go in there and change those prices because I'm going to lose money. I do not want to lose money. That's very, very important. So I would go through and immediately change those. These ones are out of stock. I'll show you what to do with those here in 1 second. But I want to kind of cover what's going to happen when we change this threshold. Not everybody wants a 15% threshold on their prices. I personally like it because that tells me anything over 15% is where I'm going to lose money. I don't mind breaking even on the sale here and there. When you get 800 listings, it can get very tedious to go in there and change your prices on 400 items that maybe only had a 3% change. So since I used the word 3%, we're going to go ahead and use that, and let's resync it. So anytime there's a price change of 3% or more, the software is going to tell me, since now that I changed that. Let's see if any of these light up in green. And what happens when they light up in green? That tells me that the price has gone down by 3%. So I will make an extra 3% profit, which is fine by me. Now if the item happens to be a $30, $40 change, then no, that's no good. Then I would go in there and change the price for my customers. Since none of those had a 3% change, let's go ahead and try 1%, just so I can show you how it lights up green. Let's give it a shot here. And resync it. Now all these items are here for demonstration purposes only, so I can't really control what the prices are doing on it, but there we go. There's one that had a change of 1% or more downward, so that just means more profit there. Like I said, I always use mine at 15%. So these will only turn green on my personal listings if there's a change in price of 15% or more. And that just means 15% more profit when you see it go green if you're using the 15% threshold. These ones that are red, they went up in price by 1% or more. Well, let's go back over here and change it back up to 15%, just because that's what I use. Put that there. Let's go ahead and resync it one more time. And I'm going to go show you what to do with these out of stock items now. This is an awesome feature of this software. You're able to go in and move any item that's run out of stock. You can get them out of this list where they're kind of in your way. Now you got to go through here and look at them out of stock every day if you couldn't move them, and it could get to be a pain. You don't want to have to say, oh, that item's out of stock, that item's out of stock, and you got to kind of remember and double check, and it just makes it a hassle. Well, with this software, what you can do is come over here. Let's make sure we click them all. And there we go. And I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to move it to the out of stock list. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Didn't realize I could do it that way. That works. And we'll go to over here to out of stock, and there's those 3 items. Now say you have 200 items and you have 10 items go out of stock. The next day when you come in here to do your inventory for whatever day, maybe you do it every other day, maybe you do it every day, that's totally up to you. But you can come over here and you can double check your items again and see maybe they come back in stock the next day. This makes it easy to figure out. I really like that feature. And when the item comes back into stock, this will either go white or go green. I'm not totally sure right offhand, but all you have to do is move to eBay. And you can easily put those items right back into your eBay list when they come back into stock. Come back over here. Boom, there they go. Let's go ahead and resync it one more time. Pretty easy to use. You can track an unlimited amount of items using this software. So if you have 1,000 items, you can do 1,000 items. I have 800. Takes about 15-16 minutes with 800. Pretty quick. I can keep listing while my inventory is running in the background. Once it's done, I can go through on eBay and change my listings up real quick. Makes it real easy. You do not want to sell out of stock items, so being able to run this once in the morning, once in the evening, it makes it super simple to avoid selling any out of stock items. Those are nightmares, trying to scramble to find an emergency supplier, and if you can't, now you have to worry about defects in your eBay account. That's a big hassle. The software is going to eliminate that problem for you. So let's go over here, and basically that's basically about it. I mean, I'm just gonna do that each day, run it a couple times a day. Maybe you run it once a day. Me personally, I'll be only running mine once a day. 800 items can be tedious. Now on the other hand, when I'm running my Monopoly list, I run that one twice a day, just because of the sales volume there. But that's for the next video when we cover Monopoly. Well, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy and have a good one.